Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for tuning in today because we're going to continue on with the AMA, number 2 for this year, Electric Boogaloo. Ask me anything. We asked earlier in this series, do you have any questions about voiceover, about performing, about internet marketing, about productivity, about efficiency, about mindset, art, science, commerce, me in particular, if you have any questions? Nobody asked any questions about me. Fine with me. But we got some great questions, and there's so many we had to do more than one episode, just like we did earlier in the year. So let's get right to it. Dave, just Dave, asks, why are most of the P2P sites so dodgy? And I'm assuming that you mean P2P sites, pay-to-play sites in the world of performance and voiceover in particular, because there are pay-to-play sites in the world of on-camera work as well. So here's the thing. I think that some people, some players in this space are actually bad actors. And I don't mean bad actors in that they don't know how to act in a scene. I'm talking about they have an approach to this business that is pull as much money from their target audience as they possibly can. And in the case of one of the big pay-to-plays, it's because they have a big investment from an investment bank. And their metrics for success have nothing to do with helping us achieve greater success as voiceover talent. They say they do, but their number one priority is to have a return on investment occur for the bank that invested so much money in them. So I think that's one thing. But I want to warn you that even though my notion about that is that there's no accountability to us as performers, that's not their goal, and that their business model comes first. Even the ones that have pretty good reputations, ones that are legitimate, like Breakdown Services, their business model has to come first as well. Now, many of them have managed to combine the idea of supporting performers with the business model that they have, where they charge you to be on their site. And I'm thinking about Actors Access, I'm thinking about Voice 123. They will do educational things for us. Some of the bigger sites do it as well, but it's very clear that their goal is profitability. It's also very clear that all the other ones have to have as a goal profitability. And we sometimes confuse the idea of profitability with being mercenary. And that's not true. Profitability is essential if you want to be around tomorrow and next week and next year and have continuity with your clients. I have to be profitable as a voiceover teacher, coach, as a performer, or I can't continue in this business. I have to go find something else to pay the bills. And so the only time I've ever gotten pushback on that, I'm pretty sure the guy that sent me the email, who was in Florida, so Florida man, sends email to David H. Lawrence the 17th, just screaming at me about just wanting to make a buck off the back of voiceover talent, and all you're in it for is the money. And what he'd asked me to do is to let him take my classes for free. And I said, I really can't do that. I owe that to the amount of time that I would put into it. I have to cover. I have to make sure that because I have other things that I want to do with my time. I have other things that can make me money. The opportunity cost there is a little high for me to do that. And he hadn't done anything to make me think he was destitute. He just decided he'd ask. And again, as I said, I'm pretty sure when I got his response that he'd been drinking. I can't say for sure, but he did write me 2 years later and apologize for that. And oddly enough, that's the only piece of email I've ever gotten from somebody who was really, really, really angry and upset and into name calling and things like that. Now, have we sent emails like that to some of the P2P sites for what they've done? I'm pretty sure many people watching this video, the answer is yes. I haven't sent emails that have been screaming or name calling, but I've sent emails that, as you know, if you've watched these videos, in no uncertain terms, let them know I wasn't interested in doing business with them. One of them asked me to be a coach or to be part of their referral program. And I said, I'm sorry, but neither I nor any of my coaches are available for that. So, I think that part of it is we mistake putting your business model up front as an important requirement as being uncaring or unfeeling. But again, there are groups, there are companies in this business that act as pay-to-play sites that clearly do not have any love for talent. They have love for the people that they can make money from, and the talent is often that target. And so I would be careful about that. All right. Michael Schaefer says, first, I absolutely love these daily videos as they are incredibly helpful and insightful. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Going to miss them every day. Well, there's a couple of months left, and then we'll do it weekly. I'm thinking I'm going to do it on Wednesday because there's not a lot of people that put stuff out on Wednesday. And maybe I'll call it the Hump Day video or something. Okay, just saying that out loud, and probably not. But once a week is what I'm going to do. Anyway, my question, how do you handle clients that are a bit slow to pay after 60, 90 plus days, and you still haven't received your money? What do you do, and how do you address the client? So I want you to think back maybe a couple weeks to a video that I did where I was so complimentary of Ta-Nehisi Coates and his ability that when asked a question that he didn't know the answer to, his ability to say, I don't know. I'm not qualified to answer that question. I want you to think about that because I don't know. I'm not qualified to answer that question because I don't have much experience with clients that don't pay. I've seen others who have had experience and I know what they do, but will that work for you? Is that something from my own personal experience that I can share with you? I mean, I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions, but know that I am not an expert in collections, and it's for a very good and very embarrassing reason, kind of. I've never had to collect from somebody. I've never been in a situation that I can recall anyway, where somebody hasn't paid me right on time or even before. Most of the time I'm asking for deposits. So, but I've never had anybody stiff me on the back end that I can recall. Now, if that were to happen, one of the things that I've told people to do is to use the friendly and perfectly persistent model. Do not stop reminding them until you get your money. And once you do get your money, thank them for doing that and consider whether or not you want to continue doing business with them in the future. The problem that we have as performers is that we say yes to everybody who asks us if we want to do work for them. If they give us a reasonable offer, it's like, oh yeah, sure. Well, once somebody treats you like that, you really have to be harsh about the idea of, do you want to continue to do business with them? And you should have the permission, you should give yourself the permission to drop them if you want to, if you decide it's too much work, it's too much effort. Now, if they stop contacting you entirely, if they're not making constant excuses, oh yeah, I'm sorry, my accounts payable person is out and they didn't get around to doing that, I'll take care of it. And they never quite get around to getting to it, or if they simply stop their whole effort to contact you back, to continue the conversation, then it's time to talk to an attorney or to go to small claims court. Again, I don't know. I'm not the expert there. The only time I ever went to small claims court was because I rented when I first moved to Los Angeles, and the landlord wasn't going to give me back my security deposit after her pipes burst, and she blamed it on me. I mean, that was a lovely day. That was just a lovely day. I'll tell you about it in a video. So if you want me to tell you this story in a video, let me know. But man, it was just beautiful. I happen to live a couple of blocks away from the courthouse. And if you have that facing you, maybe you want to go in that direction because it's your jurisdiction. You did the work in your town. And so you can, even no matter where they are, you can take them to small claims court if it gets to that. But again, I want to circle back and say, I don't know. So I've given you what I can. But what I would say is if that ever happened to me, I'd be like on Google like crazy trying to look up how to collect from clients who don't pay. I'd be talking to other people. I'd be posting. It's a great question, but it's a question that, although I've said ask me anything, that doesn't mean I can answer everything. And so in this particular case, I don't know. But I would love to know what you all think. Those of you watching this video, what have you done when you have had to collect from a client who was slow to pay? Now, I will do one little thing that I will tell you. I did work for the government for a long time, and I know you have to say and know ahead of time that if you work for the government, you're going to get paid in 180 days if you're lucky, 6 months, because that's how slow the government is to pay, at least here in the United States. And it may be the same wherever you're watching this video. I don't know. But in some instances, you may have to wait that long. I think one of the reasons that I haven't had that situation is that I'm in the union. And the union has very, very specific requirements about when you need to be paid by. 10 business days if you do work on set or in studio. And the union will go after the people that owe you money if they don't pay you. So I kind of have a collection agency that I can use if I ever want to, but I've never been in a situation like that. So I apologize for not being able to answer, but I'd rather say I don't know than go, yeah, so I Googled that and here's what you should do. That's not what I like to do. So there you go. I thank you so much for the question, Michael Schaefer, and I thank you for watching the videos, and I thank you for your kind words, and I thank all of you for watching as well. If you've got a comment on any of the answers that I've given today or on any of the questions that have been asked, please let me know in the comments below this video if you're watching on voheroes.com. And if you want to be on my list and get notified at least through the end of the year when these videos come out and when new things happen, please go down to the very bottom and choose to fill out the form that is titled Get on the List, and then you'll be on my list and I'll be happy to let you know. I promise you, we don't spam, we don't sell our addresses. We'd love to have you as part of our little tribe. I thank you so much. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you for watching. I thank you for asking. I thank you for listening to my answers, and I will talk to you tomorrow.